Yo, what's up? It's comedian TK Kirkland, a.k.a. T to the motherfucking K. And I'm listening to Day One Radio, and you should too. Go. Because I don't give a fuck how long you been with your nigga, how long you been with your bitch. Everybody got motherfucking game. It all depends on what sport you play when you do your motherfucking pimping. Because some niggas like to play football. If you're the quarterback of your team, that means you running shit hands motherfucking down. And sometimes when you meet a bitch, you can go for short yardage. That means you taking your time to get the loot in the motherfucking pussy. Then you got some niggas who go for the bomb on the first motherfucking play. They going for the loot and the pussy all in the same motherfucking day. Then you got some bitches like to play baseball. They start striking niggas out when they get the bases loaded. That means they use and abuse your motherfucking ass. Me, myself, I like to play basketball because if a bitch cause me stress, I replace your motherfucking ass. That's why I got bitches in the game, bitches on the bench. When one bitch fouls out, I replace your motherfucking ass. And if I go out and I meet somebody better than you, I'm going to draft the motherfucking ass. It ain't my fault she doing better than you. I'm quite sure you're about the same age. That means you had about the same amount of time to get your life together the same way she has her life together. And if I buy you a car and you come to the club that night in the car that I bought you, you have to give up the car. Don't be mad. It's the company's car. Everybody gets to use it. You understand what I'm saying? On some real shit. Because that's the type of nigga I am, T to the motherfucking K. Because I'm just a free agent scouting America looking for a point guard to help me run this motherfucking team. Someone who can score, rebound, and pass the motherfucking ball. Because you on the court, you ain't going to pass the ball. How the fuck a real nigga supposed to win this motherfucking game? Now I'm upset. And if I'm upset, I'm going to bench it. If my other players feel they can't get along with you, bitch, I got to trade you because I got to do what's best for the motherfucking team. Now, if the pussy good, you will go on the away game. Ha ha. But you won't dress up or see no playing time. Because like I said earlier in this discussion, that's the type of nigga I am, T to the motherfucking K. Now, you give me any static about the decision I just made here, I'm going to let everybody know you're uncoachable and you'll never work in this league again. You feel me? Damn, I love this game.
The business.
Welcome back to another episode of Day One Radio right here on ablradio.com. This Art Beats and Lyrics Radio to be exact. Make sure you download the streaming app on your iPhone and your Android devices.
Hit us up on iTunes, SoundCloud, Spreaker, your Metro, your BlackBerry, your T-Mobile Sidekick, whatever else you got, man. Just listen to the show. Rate it, review it. We ain't got the homie Nadine with us this week. She's recovering from South by Southwest, taking care of the little ones. But we kind of on the road again.
Yeah,
a little bit. Just up the road a little bit from the studio, man, with one of the funniest people in America right now. And we was discussing before we started recording some of the stuff he got popping. We'll get into that during the interview. But we want to welcome to Day One Radio the one and only TK Kirkland.
Yo, what's up, America? How you doing?
No, we have to say his name right. We have to say his name the way that I first ever heard his name.
Okay, all right,
and
make it happen.
T to the motherfucking K.
Yo, that's the way it is. T to the motherfucking K. T, what's going on, gentlemen?
I'm good, man. So, I mean, welcome back to Atlanta, man. I was telling B on the way over here, man, like, I don't know if a lot of people know this, but, I mean, you are very active on the film side of things outside of, comedy, man, because
right.
You did a movie with Zaytoven, who we had on the show recently. Matter of fact, he was actually promoting that movie when we had him on the show. Birds of a Feather. You know what I'm saying? Y'all had the big premiere and everything.
Right.
They had the actual birds on people's arms in the theater.
That was the classiest hood shit
It was.
I've ever done in my life, yo. My homies was behind that, so that was a good look. That was a good look. It was some street shit, but I really liked it.
Yeah, man. It was a classy ass hood ass movie screening, and the movie was not bad. Like when you go to them hood movies, it's like, oh man, how was that shit? It was like, well, no, there was a plot to follow.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It got from point A to B to C pretty smooth. Like this was not a bad movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. It's true. My thing is like with any director, Al Nuke is that my
Al
boy.
Nuke, homie from Detroit.
And Al was just in the damn movie too much.
Yeah.
I think to order to make a movie good, the director should not be in the film that much. For some reason, that bothers me. I just think it's a personal thing.
Al,
I hope you hear this shit too.
Cause he was in a lot of
He was in the whole thing like Spike Lee. Nigga, I'm
yeah.
tired of seeing you. You're the director.
Even the second movie he did was Zaytoven. He was all up in there
Yeah,
too.
like stay the fuck out the movie, Al. Are you trying to be an actor or director?
So what brings you to town this time, man?
Well, I'm here in town doing the new comedy theater with one of the owners that used to be the owner of the Uptown Comedy Club. So they got me in here, and I like money. So, this is one of the weeks because I'm booked up to like March of next year, which is cool.
That's great.
So to have grind this hard and to stay busy, it's like a whole new generation now is finding out about TK. And I just want to really take over the throne because no disrespect to all the comedians out there. I just think head up, I'll fuck them all up. Like, I'm just keeping it real,
So you saying no 14-year-old kid is going to be getting punched in the face? and
Yeah, the
choking you
thing
out?
about Cat, I don't know what's on with Cat, man. Like, but you know what? I've learned in life when people have that type of negativity on them and they already shining, let's not spend a lot of time on Cat because I'm trying to get my star. Cat got there and he doing his thing and we wish him well. But let's focus on T to the motherfucking K and keep it moving. Cat got his own worries.
Yeah.
He got his own worries.
We seen that.
Yes, sir.
So the joint you got a show Thursday, Friday, and Saturday?
Yeah, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. One show tomorrow, 2 shows Friday, 3 shows Saturday, 1 show Sunday.
All right, and we make sure when we put it up, we'll put up the ticket information so they can.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm gonna give you tickets to the show. I'll give you two tickets
much
apiece.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, gotta get gel in there.
For sure.
Yeah, got to.
So, man, the first time I ever heard you was on the second Loonies album.
Okay.
Lunatic Music.
Yes.
Where you did the famous game.
Right. I didn't know that was gonna be so big. To this day, that shit is a classic.
Oh, for sure. Got
To
bitches
this
in the
day.
game, bitches on the bench.
Right. Wow. Phenomenal.
Nah, that was the funniest dude. And you was on Timberland's album too. Like what? And you started out touring with NWA, man. Like a lot of times comedians running their own lanes, but you've always been connected to hip hop. Why is that?
Right. Well, I think it was just something that happened. I really liked the way they moved. And the way they moved is they all put each other on. They always acknowledged the person that put them on. I tried to bring that mindset into the comedy game. I also took ways of the Puffies and the Jay-Z's to become a businessman. So I brought in the Mike Epps, the D.L. Hughley's, the Godfrey Danchema, Sandra Bullock, because I was trying to create that type of atmosphere along with my company,
yeah.
right? But what happens in the comedy world, everybody's for themselves. It's not a team thing. Most of the comedians don't put others on. You really gotta pull tooth and nail. The only people that really has the concept, but they keep it in house, is the Wayans family.
Yeah.
They make sure all of them work. They love each other, and that's what it's really all about. But outside the world, comedians don't look out for one another. So I do my best to put people on, to give people opportunities to open up for me because they'll remember for the rest of their lives, And that's what I try to do.
You've put on like some household names.
Yeah,
man.
I put on.
Talk a little bit about that.
Well, the thing about like with DL used to take up for me is take my opening mic stuff when I used to go on tour with NWA. Then I watched Mike Epps for years, and I brought him on as a manager. And then Mike had his little issues where he had drug problems in the 90s.
Right.
And the way my attitude was towards people, I didn't really want to bother with that. So a gentleman that used to work for me still works for Mike Epps. His name is TC. And they get along really good, and I'm really happy for them, the way they move in their lane. And Mike is still making money. He's still probably one of the most insecure men I've ever met in my life. But that's him. You know what I'm saying? He getting paper, he making his paper, and they doing their thing, and I truly wish him the best,
Do any of these guys reach back and say, man, thanks for managing me or thanks for putting me on this?
Well, they say hello, but most of the people don't put me on the show with them because 9 times out of 10, I'm still funnier than them.
Yeah.
And if I was fat, sloppy, and goofy, I would work with everybody. But because I'm a man's man, that intimidates a lot of people.
I can see that. And I mean, they say, I guess it's like some people don't want certain rappers on their song because they know they're going to outshine them.
Right.
People don't want you going on before them.
Right.
You can't go
and
on
David
after them
Wayans
if
said
it's
it
their
best.
show.
He said, TK, you too good, to have people taking, like I was thinking about it on the plane when Chris Tucker blew up. Me and Chris Tucker is real tight. It was me, Chris Tucker, and Faison Love. We used to all hang out. And I was bigger than all of them. But see, I never did auditions. That was never my thing. I never really wanted to be in movies unless it was offered to me.
Because you was still running the street like
I was still
you
running the
couldn't be in.
I was still running the street, but I understood Hollywood. It's really not for black people. See, we don't own the playing field.
Right.
And my thing was I wasn't wasting my motherfucking time to try to go on an audition, to be here all day, and then I won't get the part. Maybe because I didn't want to deal with rejection, but I knew what was guaranteed over here. I knew I had a show, and I knew I was hustling, and I knew I had anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000 in one night. You feel me? Instead of wasting my time reading a piece of paper, going up here with a bunch of people when they already know who they want for the movie anyway, it didn't make sense to me. So I just didn't go that route. I didn't go that route at all.
Being that you just said that, I was going to ask you, like, do you think that, touring as a black comedian was better in those days than it is now? Because, I mean, because there's a show coming up soon where, like, I think Mike Epps and all them are going to be at, like, Phillips Arena, but, like, we don't see that all the time,
Right, that's going to be a good show. Comedy has gotten back on its track, and the great thing about Mike, he has put a team together to help him sell tickets. Before it was just him and friends, but he doesn't have the momentum like he used to have. And I was thinking about him today, too. If I was still managing Mike, he would probably be just as big as Kevin Hart. I really do believe that. But he got into his own lane. He got comfortable. And he's moving. My philosophy of a success star is Chris Rock. Chris Rock, you don't see him all the time. So when you see him, it's worth it. Whereas comedians today hit the pavement so much, and they'll come back in your town 3 or 4 times a year if they have to, and that wears out the crowd, but people still come see them. So even the audience is being taken advantage of because they don't really know, if that makes sense. They're naive to the fact.
Right. And outside of, I mean, obviously New York and L.A. are comedy towns where comedians go to work out. You're liable to see anybody on stage. I was listening to a comedian that's not really super famous, and they were saying that in order to stay sharp, you got to be in front of an audience at least once every 3 to 4 days. Do you subscribe to that?
Yeah, I totally agree. Even to this now, it's like being a doctor or being a basketball player. You got to take your free throws.
Yeah.
You got to shoot. If not, you lose that little touch. And when I do take a week off, sometimes it takes about a week and a half to get the rhythm. But sometimes I like it like that. Sometimes I like to go off. I've been doing this a long time. Sometimes I like to take off and then do so many shows until your timing gets back. And that's the way I move. So my big shows this year, I got a big show in Chicago with Corey Holcomb, and my job that night is to destroy him. I got a big show May 7th with Bruce in Minneapolis. My job is to destroy him. And it's like a time me and Cat Williams had a big show in St. Louis at the Embarco Center. And the promoter was like, well, Cat wants to go on before you. And I had to curse Cat out. And the promoter said, nah, that nigga said he the headliner. See, they already know what I was going to do. Right. So when I got on stage, I rocked it. Cat comes on stage. He throws his mink coat into the audience. He gives people $200. He walks off the stage because he knew I had shut it down. True story.
Wow.
True story.
Now, being that what you just said about, as far as, some comedians, they oversaturate themselves, and then, other times you have to be in front of a crowd so many times a week to stay sharp. Like, what role do you think, all this social media and everything plays in that, too? Because, you have comedians like Kevin Hart to the point where, like, they're on social media so much that, he makes studios damn near pay him to tweet to promote a movie that he's in.
It's a different world now. It's like inventing the tire. And when you invent the tire, everybody want to drive. Well, the social media thing is at that point now where if you got that many followers, you can ask for money to help promote. Some comedians, some actors get in films because they have a huge following.
Right.
Do I believe in that? No, because sooner or later you're going to have to prove that you got some talent. And if you don't have no talent, it's going to show up on the stage. And some comedians are like that. They have a great following, but then when you see them live, you're like, whoa, what was I thinking?
Right. You got to be funnier for more than 15 seconds.
You got to be
on
funny
Instagram.
more than 15 seconds. Yep, you sure do. So it is what it is, though.
Like, are you even active on social media like that yourself?
Yeah, I'm active. It's something that I started like a couple years ago. I'm up to 17,000, which I should be a lot more, but I'm earning every last one of them. But along with my iPod, my podcast coming out, and some other things coming out in the year, I will catch up to what social media is doing now, and that's the key.
Definitely. How you used to own a comedy club back in the day in L.A., and I know we see comedians doing arena tours and stuff like that now, and it's picking up steam, but not just for the big people, but
Right.
across the board. Would you say the game is better or worse for black comedians now, just across the board?
It's still the same.
Okay.
They just don't have an outlet now like Def Jam or
Right.
BET to be exposed. Now, the reason that is because most of the comedians out now are horrible. Yeah, the comedians are horrible. Either they got somebody else's style or they only have 5 minutes of material and they think they're famous. And but it goes along with what this generation is about. This generation is about instant success. Instant success. It's like a lottery scratcher. You don't want to earn it. You just want to go wake up one morning, do one joke, and wake up one morning and think you're famous. Some people do get that opportunity, but the majority of people, you really got to go out here and earn it every day.
That's crazy. 5 minutes of material?
Yeah, 5 minutes of material.
So basically, they just got their hot five to get in the game, but don't have no follow-up for that if they are funny.
Say it again.
I said, basically, they got the new guys that got the 5 minutes of material that you'll get that 5 minutes, and then, but if you're funny, you got to follow up with more.
Right, exactly. And they I don't know how they do it, but it is what it is now.
We're going to take it back a little bit, man. People know you from being funny.
Yes.
People know you from hustling.
Right, they know me from
But
hustling.
they might not know that you used to run track back in the day.
Right, I was a track star out of Snyder High School, one of the fastest runners in the country. I ran with Carl Lewis, Renato Skeets, Nehemiah. People know the track game.
My father is a big track dude, so
Okay.
I know all them dudes.
Yeah, so we came out of New Jersey. We was fire, boy.
What did you run?
I ran everything from the 100-yard dash to the mile.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and when I got to college at Arizona State, I was messing around with the top half miler in the country, and I beat him in practice.
Oh, wow.
And that's how everything led to me running the half.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So what made you stop running?
I got older.
You got
Yeah, I got older, and I still was doing crazy stuff. I think I was going through a phase at that time in my life. I had a beautiful mansion up in Northridge, like a 7-bedroom house, security gate. I had a Ferrari and an Audi 5000. I used to let the students take my cars to go on dates. I used to feed them in my house, all kind of stuff. And something happened on campus where I think I did a robbery or something. I stole some books, and the security people saw me, and I'm running all through the campus, hiding and all that kind of stuff, and messed my knee up. Oh, that's crazy. I was crazy, yo.
You was wilding out back then,
Yeah, I was
man.
wilding out, yo. I really was wilding out. That is so true.
What point did it hit you like, man, I'm really talented and I could do something with this? I really need to chill out.
No, I've been talented forever. I just one day just made up my mind. I was just tired, But I just wasn't doing just petty stuff. The most of that major stuff's gonna come out in my book.
Yeah.
What kind of dude I really was, and it's really gonna shock a lot of people.
And of course, we heard you on the Breakfast Club talking about the whole the Puff credit card.
See,
thing.
but the Puff thing was a girl that I did
you
snitch
explained
on.
that. My question was, since it was on Revolt and it's gotten millions of hits, did anybody from his camp reach out to you since then?
No. I'm quite sure I'm going to run into Puff.
Somewhere.
And I don't think, if anything, he's going to be a man about it, like, yo, we good.
Yeah.
But Puff already know how I move. You know what I'm saying? Puff see me, he ain't shaking in his boots, but he know that's a real motherfucker over there. So it is what it is. But we men now. This stuff happened when we were young, so.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Being that we've talked about being real, quote unquote. To quote one of your former clients, Mike Epps, like he's always felt that Hollywood has kept him out because he's too quote unquote real. Or he's even said the same about Cat Williams.
Yeah,
he's
Mike,
too real.
Mike is not real. Mike is just really a nice guy too. Think he real, He got a couple of hoodlums that he run with from time to time, but Mike is just really a nice guy. He's just really a nice guy, and sometimes he get caught up in his own delusional way of thinking. But other than that, nice guy, insecure dude, but just genuinely a nice guy.
Well, I was saying that to ask you, like, do you subscribe to that? Do you think, we haven't seen a TK Kirkland show or anything like that because, oh, man, his reputation kind of precedes him. We know who he is.
Well, the thing is, I never gone that route.
Okay.
I've never really tried to do TV. I never really tried to really do movies. I just wanted to stay on the road, do what I do best, make money for other people, and take care of my kids and all that. Now, yes, if I did TV and film, my dollar signs could probably go up a lot more. That's like I'm waiting for the right situation. It's just like Jay-Z. You never seen Jay-Z do a movie.
Right.
Never. You never seen him do a movie. You never seen only commercial he's probably ever done was the Intel commercial when he was doing the computer, and they just showed his hands on that. But I take the faith of God. He got the steering wheel. We see what's going to happen. All I know right now, I'm a funny motherfucker on that stage, and we're going to roll from there.
If you've never seen TK perform, go on YouTube and then find out when he going to be in your
YouTube
city.
don't even do justice. If you see me live,
right?
You got to see me live.
Like I can't remember his name. The kid with the Kansas City Royals hat on that was sitting in the front row that was dating the girl that was in.
Well, everybody talks about that. I don't even remember it.
You don't remember that?
I don't remember. But when people tell me, it starts bringing back. I don't know what he had on or whatever.
Dude.
But it was just really about a man. I like for men to be men.
Right.
That's what my show is about. My show is about you young guys got to start being men, stop living with women, and letting women take care of you, and bring something to the table so these girls can stop deciding whether to be gay or whatever, because that's it trickles down from that, It trickles down from that.
You brought up Jay-Z, and I heard before. Tell me if it's true. You paid Jay-Z $1,500.
Jay-Z came to my 35th birthday party. I gave him $1,500. Yep, I gave him $1,500 for my birthday party. He was late. Him and Damon Dash, and I was being arrogant, because I was bigger than him at that time. Yeah. I was like, nah, they late, yo. They late, Forget them. And my man was like, nah, TK, you got to let them go on. Bam, it was Jay-Z. And boom, gave him $1,500. And from 95 on to 2001, I did a lot of shows with them too. So that was cool. Good dude.
And it's amazing to see how things go. Both of y'all are still successful. He is. You probably couldn't get Jay-Z to drink a glass of water for $1,500.
Yeah, the last time me and Jay-Z was together, he had his casino, his club at
the 4040.
In the 4040 in Vegas.
Yeah. So
we was all in a private session gambling and all that kind of stuff, and Beyonce was there, and we all had a good time. We all had a good time. That's the last time I actually seen him up close and personal.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of people don't see him
up close and personal.
He stay out the way, which is what you should do.
That's what you should do. Yep, I agree.
Most definitely, man. We talking about hip hop, man, earlier today when we recorded this fight from A Tribe Called Quest.
Right.
Passed away. Did you ever have any experiences with him?
Yeah, that was my man. As a matter of fact, when they used to do the song, that used to be my opening music when that album came out. Because everybody in hip hop I opened up for, from Tribe Called Quest to LL Cool J to what's my guys from the Wu-Tang? Not the Wu-Tang. Method Man, those guys. To the Lost Boys. To Jay-Z, 50 Cent, Nelly, the Cash Money Millionaires, Keisha Cole, Mary J. Blige. Like I've done all. Patti LaBelle, the Spinners,
yeah, you've been around,
MC Hammer.
You said the Spinners.
Yeah, I did the Spinners, MC Hammers, the OJs. Oh man, I could go on forever, yo. I could go on forever in that one. Frankie Beverly and Maze.
Yeah.
And then I used to put on concerts too. I used to put up money for concerts, So, and then when comedians wouldn't let me in, I used to finance a lot of these guys' concerts. But then when I used to try to put myself on the show, the comedians was hating so bad that he's like, yo, TK can't be on the show, not knowing that that's part of my money that's involved in the show. And I'm going to talk about that on my HBO special, how I did me and my dudes put our money together to book Cedric Entertainer in Cincinnati, Ohio. And when it came down to me perform, Cedric had my people sign a paper that they didn't want me on the show.
Wow.
True story. But when I see these niggas, they all smile in my face.
Of course.
And all this type of shit.
I think
and I hope
hate
these
is
niggas
just like kind of accepted in comedy.
But I don't think it's hating. They just know I'm better than them.
Yeah.
It's a difference, It's really a difference. It's not really hate. You're like, yo, this motherfucker just ain't gonna get the shine. And when I get on the stage, I'm coming for the shine.
I think when somebody don't want you to eat, that's hate.
Yeah, that's hating, yo. Because I give everybody a shot.
Yeah.
My thing is, if I'm a little tipsy or tired, I try to monitor a comedian's act. Or I just say, fuck it, let me shake off my tiredness and make the best man win. Right. And I go in there and try to do the best I can until it's over, That's how I try to move.
Now, with that being said, and on top of you touring a lot, like how often do you, switch up your act?
My act switched up every day. My show is never really the same way.
Okay, that's good to hear because, not to name names, but there's fucking Hannibal Buress. Somebody made a YouTube video of him, and I think he's funny, but it's like somebody took the time to make a YouTube. It's like a 15-minute long YouTube video of like him telling the same.
Well,
exact
I can't never do the
joke.
same joke. You might hear the same joke sometime, but they're never in the same order. Now, what happens on shows like that, if you got 6 shows the whole weekend, I start getting confused.
Gotcha.
Like on the second Thursday, I'm like, damn, did they just hear this? Because I did it on the other show.
Right.
But you think that you
did it earlier.
You did it already.
Show,
like, wow. So that's because I switch it up so much. You can switch it up so much, you can confuse yourself. And I confuse myself. And when I get confused, then I just say, fuck the material and just start talking to people in the audience and try to come up with some new shit.
And that's how he ended up murdering the kid in the case.
Yeah, so I'm excited about this week because you got Wanda Smith who's going to be hosting.
Oh, that's
you got Steve Brown, and we're all looking forward to that. Like I told the promoter, I just wanted Steve Brown to make sure he knows that he's a feature. Because you get some comedians who come on think they the headliner, and they start going on there doing 20, 30 minutes.
Right.
And it's rude and it's disrespectful because we've been doing it so long in the business.
So
if that happens, that's going to be my issue. Right. Sometimes they go past the light, fam. And then when I'm on the show, it just brings out the competition in the comedians because they want to show me up.
Right.
That's like I'm well rested. I don't play around. So when we go in there, those type of things happen. May the best man win. Let's go. Let's go, nigga. Right. Let's go.
Now, did you ever do the whole circuit in LA? The whole even though you started going out on the road in front of big crowds, did you ever do the whole Comedy Store thing and all of that?
Yeah. We had all that. I had like 6 clubs down there at that time. Robin Harris had one. I had like 5 all over the city because I had the streets.
Yeah.
Robin Harris had the middle-aged people. But I had the streets on lock, and that's when the drug game was huge. That's when you still had some of the finest women in America, in Los Angeles, California. So I had everything on lock in Los Angeles, everything.
That was a good time from when I was a kid.
Yeah, that was a good time. That's when L.A. was. L.A. is like how Atlanta was and Miami combined.
Yeah.
That's how L.A. was on a whole nother level.
Right.
It was like that.
And I know a lot of times you be clowning, a lot of them dudes. Did anybody ever take offense back in the day? If you cracked a joke on them from the stage?
No. I always had the utmost respect from everybody. Never had any issue. I guess because I'm a big guy or whatever, But like I said, you'll get some haters who will try to jump you. I've always had those type of issues with guys out in Cali. Yeah. They don't want to fight you head up one-on-one. They'll bring 2 or 3 people with you to try to fight, and then they might get it in. But what you have to do now, you got to decide, is it worth it to retaliate? And that's the thing I live on my heart because I want to, but my past is so messed up that I have no more room for error.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
you got kids.
Yeah, I got kids, and the room for error means one slight wrong. Now they'll put me away a long time.
Right.
So I gotta walk away from situations where sometimes I look like the punk, and it bothers me deeply. But even I'm out here making money, my kids are straight, and really that's the beautiful thing.
I know we was talking when we was coming up about just how so much more attention is on you from certain people after you did the Breakfast Club interview, man. Do you feel like 2016 is like your year for transition?
Oh, absolutely. It's not even 6 months yet, and this has been off the chain. So I'm really looking forward to dropping the book. We start writing the book in September, and the book is called Headliner. It's about a young comic who traveled all over the country to every comedy show. He didn't really care about the money he was making as a stand-up comic because he was the plug on everything else in the street. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a cold move.
Yeah,
he was the plug, yo. So it's going to be gangster. I'm excited.
That's dope. I had heard you were working on, I think you were writing it or something on another movie called Work Release or something like that.
Yeah, I'm working on it with another gentleman named Antoine. And Work Release is just about a couple men who get in trouble in Los Angeles, California, hook up with a Puerto Rican who think he's a Mexican. They go down to Mexico, get into some trouble. They all lose their IDs, and they have to they have to sneak back over like illegal immigrants because they have to beat their time slot for probation. Their probation on Monday. They have to be there before 8:00.
That sounds like it'll be funny as hell.
It's going to be hilarious.
Speaking of, storytelling, man, like I haven't even got a chance to get into the show myself, but they got the new, the OJ Simpson trial show on about all the other cast of characters. Mm-hmm. Now, a lot of folks don't know this, but you're actually friends with Johnny Cochran, right?
Yeah, Johnny Cochran is one of my dearest friends. And we went to a barbershop on La Brea Avenue called Terrell's. His barber was Lovey, and my barber was Lenny. They were brother and sisters. And for years, I used to have them in that barbershop rolling. It was some of the best moments of our lives. And me and Johnny was just real, real, real cool, And I miss him. He was a good dude.
Yeah, I don't think people remember him from O.J. Simpson, but he did so much stuff.
Yeah, he did a lot. He really did a lot. And he was really down for helping black people.
No doubt.
And even though he helped O.J., it was too bad he couldn't teach O.J. common sense. Because O.J., even if he did do it or didn't do it, right, he still pulled off the biggest crime in the history in the modern day. And still went out there and got in trouble off of something so stupid where he should have just kept his mouth shut. Just like my man who, I don't know, it was Columbo? That killed his wife, took her out to eat in Santa Monica and fed her.
Yeah.
And he caught the case. He beat the case. You never heard from him since. He went underground and disappeared.
I think OJ had been famous for so long. I mean, he was the man in college, man in high school, and then even after the NFL never stopped being famous, that they say fame is the worst drug of all.
Yeah, I mean, you can ask Kanye West that. So, yeah. He's another sad story.
Yeah, I just don't think he knew how to function without being accepted by white people.
Right.
For one, and then, we accepted him, but at the same time, it was like, dude, we was just riding for you because we had got done so dirty.
Everything is about common sense in life. If you got common sense, you got everything, y'all.
And speaking of common sense and folks that look like they don't have none, what you think about this presidential election?
The presidential election is definitely someone is putting on the biggest orchestra in the history of mankind. Somebody is running this real smooth to the point that it has us up in arms, but we're being played. Now, why we're being played, I don't know, but they're manipulating the country.
Yeah,
there's no doubt about it.
Some friends of mine, we were saying, looking at the debates and just everything that's being reported and seen, period, it feels like you're watching a TV show called America, and it's on its last season.
Because no
and
one
all
can
the writers
tell
are just going batshit crazy.
What's the scientist name? The guy who was a scientist, the black guy?
Ben Carson.
Ben Carson. There's no way you could tell me he was running for president. Somebody put him in that race. This man has no leadership qualities whatsoever. And then look at the hidden picture. He was promoting a book while he was out. So you don't write a book in a day.
Yeah.
You know, a year, 2 years that you're going to be dropping a book. So they brought him in. He did a book. So you can't play. Just like with the Brussels situation that happened yesterday. They already know the pictures of the people already.
Oh, man.
Now, come on, yo. We street niggas.
Yeah.
You know damn well out of all them people, you found out who they was that fast. That means you already knew who they were.
Yeah.
You probably paid their families off to do this, and now you're using this situation to create terror and fear. You can't find nobody that fast, yo.
Exactly.
Not when no, you can't do it. Out of all the people that be going through the airport, you know about these dudes? Come on, yo.
Exactly.
Just like at the bombing in Boston. They saw the guys coming around the corner with the backpacks and everything. It was too predictable.
It's like if you know so damn much, how come you ain't do nothing about it before it happened?
Yeah, you know, predictable.
Right, exactly. So it feels like a big reality show to me, like you were saying. So Trump, it looks like it's probably going to be Trump versus Hillary. That's what everybody thinks.
Yes, I think that's what it's going to be.
And everybody is like, well, if Trump gets in office, then it's going to be the worst thing ever. And I'm like, for black folks, we already been catching hell.
What people, when you hear people say that, that's again what I mean, common sense, right? Watch what I'm about to tell you. It means go out and vote. It don't mean you complain. If you say if Donald Trump wins, that means you're going to sit on your ass and not vote. But if you go vote, he won't get in there. And that's the difference. You got to go vote. If you go vote, your chances of Donald Trump getting into office, it will be extremely slim. So you can't say if he gets elected. That's the wrong thing to say. You should say, I'm going to vote so he doesn't get elected.
A lot of people just like to complain.
A lot of people just like to complain. You're so right.
At the end of the day.
At the end of the day, they do. You hit that right on the nail.
You from the East Coast, you made your bones on the West Coast, and now you living in Vegas, man. How you like it out there?
You know, I love it whenever I'm there. You know, I've been fortunate to live a few places. But it's tranquility, it's peace of mind. You know, a lot of people who don't use their brains just think that Las Vegas is just one strip.
Yeah.
But it's the outside area, and I don't live in Henderson. They think all black people live in Henderson and Vegas, you know, and I live in a beautiful area, and it's just peaceful. It's a great time to be alive, I could tell you that.
That's dope. That's dope. Man, you like, we keep coming back to hip-hop, and I remember you talking about your son letting you know that one of the songs you like was done by Young Thug and how he looked and stuff. Are you paying attention at all, especially with you traveling so much to a lot of the current crop
I'm listening
MC?
to music a lot more.
Okay. Because you need to know who the hell you listening to.
I need to know who they are, yo, because I didn't know. And I said, I like this song. And he told me it was that Young Thug with the skirt on and all them faggot moves he be doing. I wasn't a fan no more, you know?
Right.
And so now I listen to The Breakfast Club a lot more since January than I have listened to them since they've been on the air.
Right.
Since they've been on the air. And I was on there, and I kept saying, whatever happened to Hot 97? And what people don't know is Hot 97 used to be in that same building.
Yeah, exactly.
And I thought Hot 97 changed their name to The Breakfast Club. That's how come I kept saying what happened to Hot 97. I didn't know Hot 97 was their competition.
Right.
That's what happened.
That's funny.
But that's me not being in touch, even though I didn't even know the Breakfast Club was that huge.
Yeah.
You know, because I kept saying, when did y'all blow up? Because I found out the night before that because I posted on Instagram I'm doing the Breakfast Club. And everybody was like, congratulations, congratulations. I'm like, congratulations? That's small shit right there. That's like small to me.
Right.
So when I went on there and I got off and all the other networks, podcasts and all people, they was tracking me down. Can you come do our interview? Can you do it? Because it was the hottest topic of the month, I think.
Yeah.
Me being on there. Like it went all around the world. And it was just amazing how that went down. I was really impressed.
Dope.
I was really impressed.
Now, you know we got to ask, even though it's all about you, why do you not think that Kevin Hart is funny? Some people don't.
Well, no. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
Kevin Hart is funny, but there's a thing called show business.
Okay.
In show, Kevin is okay to me.
All right.
He's not a funny comedian to me. He's just a nice guy, but he has enough to get across. But he's great in film. He's great in commercials. He's phenomenal in business. So what I tell people in life, there's a thing called show business. Show business is like Jay-Z. I think Jay-Z is okay in concert. Think he's boring. He'll bore you the fuck to death. On music, in your car, Jay-Z will have you go buy a suit, diamonds, and spend your last money, right?
Yeah.
But in business, Jay-Z is phenomenal. Show business.
Yeah.
DMX, phenomenal as a show. Horrible in business.
Can't debate that at all.
So that's what I'm trying to tell people, you young guys, and you listen, is show business. The greatest performers in hip-hop is DMX is number one. Busta Rhymes and his sidekick is number two. Man, let me tell you, them two guys, I would love to see, when we were young, those two on the same show together.
Yeah.
Because they bring the fire, brother. You know? Nas is okay. I saw Nas perform recently in New Jersey. I think Nas is boring. You know, he just walks back off the stage
that old school.
real smooth. Yeah, which I thought was horrible. I saw Maxwell. He's not in the rap artist, but I thought he was horrible that night. I don't know. You know, Maxwell is fucking horrible. I wanted my fucking $5 back. But if you had to go with rappers, that's who I would go with. DMX, Busta Rhymes. Now you go with groups. It's so many groups, but if I had to say a group that changed the game, I'm going with NWA all day, because even to this day, most rappers still want to be gangster rappers, right? Now, as far as groups are concerned, then you definitely got to go with Run DMC.
Definitely.
Then you got to go with Public Enemy.
Yeah. De La.
Yeah, De La Soul. De La Soul was okay to me, too. Yeah, they didn't do nothing for me because I guess they all look like accountants. All them niggas look like accountants. They did. They look like accountants and shit. You know what I'm saying? So they didn't really move me. But they had good music.
Yo.
Yeah, they had good music. I was a big fan of the Lost Boys.
Yeah.
Because I love that song. Lex Beam was in the band.
A lot of energy. You like the energy guy.
Yeah, I like the energy guy. Oh, they used to bring him. We used to tour together too. Them motherfuckers bought it.
Toured and opened for every. What was your favorite tour?
My favorite tour, well, definitely NWA.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed everything. I got to a point I used to tell people that if I didn't open up for you, you never got famous. Because everybody I opened up for went on to be huge. Nelly, 50 Cent. And one of my great achievements on the Rough Rider tour, I used to do this thing called like Apollo. I let people sing, rap, but if you was horrible, I had my man with the machine gun in the back, sound effects. We would shoot your ass and explosions and everything. So I get to Kansas City, Missouri. I'm talking about people in the audience, and I got people rapping and singing. One guy said, "Yo, my man, you want to say?" He said, "Yeah, blah, blah, blah." And he's talking a lot of shit. He's real confident. I took the mic back from him. And then I was like, "You ready?" He's like, "Yeah." He goes on the stage. The motherfucker starts rapping. 18,000 people is rocking with this motherfucker. It's Tech Nine.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't know Tech Nine was that phenomenal. And when I was there, I saw that. And only other experience I've ever seen like that before was in 1988 at a Bobby Brown Tina Marie concert. There was a young motherfucker walking through the audience, and he put in this song during intermission, and it was "We Want Easy," and it was Easy E. And 18,000 people in that form lost they mind. And that's how me and Easy, Ice Cube, and Dr. Dre and us all hooked up.
That's wild. Do you ever think, because we, you know, like you said, we don't have the same outlets, but you were around during the Eddie Murphy just crazy.
Right.
Do you ever think that we'll have a black comedian that get that big again?
No, it's only one. And Kevin is kind of like that private to these young people because they never saw what Eddie did. But Eddie was the truth.
Yeah.
You know, he was the truth because he had the look, he had the swag. His stand-up at that time was phenomenal. Even though when I look at Delirious now, I think it's horrible.
Really?
I think it's horrible. The best HBO Afro-American stand-up
You said
to this day.
Afro-American.
Yeah, Afro-American is Chris Rock.
Bring the pain.
Bring the pain.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it the one he did at the Apollo? Bigger Endeavor when Slick Rick was the host.
I think you're talking about Bigger and Blacker. Not me personally. I think Bring the Pain, but I think you're talking about Bigger and Blacker.
Bigger and Blacker was one of the best stand-ups I had ever seen in my life because Chris Rock brought it from the beginning to end. His wordplay, his timing, his subject matter, everything. It was smooth. It was smooth as silk. Mm-hmm. It was smooth as silk. It was phenomenal. And I hope when I do my HBO special real soon that I can deliver and be just as good as he was from beginning to end.
You know, it's like when we've talked about rap and, you know, comedy the whole time. Like, I've always seen parallels in the criticisms. You know, some people, they think that every rapper or rap group is supposed to be Public Enemy. Like,
Right.
somebody with a message. And some people say the same thing about comedians. They feel that every black comedian
Right.
is supposed to talk about, you know, the struggle or what it's like to come up a certain way. Like, do you subscribe to that thought? Do you think, you know, to be considered a great black comedian, you have to tell those stories? Because, you know, even to bring up a person we've been talking about, you know, Kevin Hart, some people would say that, well, Kevin Hart don't really talk about shit. You know what I'm saying? He's just goofy. You know, some people can say the same thing about Mike, too. You know, that's why they say they can't be great when you compare them to comedians where it's like, okay, well, they had something to say about this important topic or what black folks
No,
need
I
to
don't think
stop
that's.
doing.
I don't think that's the case. You're funny. Like I don't really talk about important topics like that. I talk about whatever the fuck I feel that day, and if it's funny, it's funny. If it ain't funny, fuck you. I thought it was funny earlier that day, and that's my attitude. My attitude is, shit wasn't funny, fuck you.
Right.
I ain't got time to be worrying about if you didn't like the shit or not. I'm
One
busy.
thing that when Eddie was big and we really, you know, we found out later that he had, you know, people writing for him for the specials and all of that, and that's the norm. For you, how do you feel about having writers and
I haven't gotten them yet. I'm thinking about getting them to fill in some spaces. But also, when you blow up, you got to give back to the community. You got to put niggas on.
so that's their way of giving back?
Yeah, that's my way of giving back. I want to give people writing opportunities to write. They can get a check every week and all that kind of stuff. And I think that's important. I think that's what you do when you blow up. You give people an opportunity to eat, to win, and you build a movement that, you know, because we're adults. Motherfuckers want to buy nice cars. They want to take care of their girlfriends. They want to get manicures and pedicures. You know, they want to have nice holidays. They want a Christmas tree.
Live a nice life.
Yeah, they want a Christmas tree. Motherfuckers don't have a Christmas tree.
So we appreciate it, bro. So, yo, if you in Atlanta Comedy Theater, Norcross, Georgia, let me find the address. 4650 Jimmy Carter Boulevard, Unit 114B. And Thursday, Friday, and Saturday got shows, so it should be.
Yo, everybody, listen to me. Whoever your favorite comedian is, I'm their favorite comedian. So listen, put the word out. You just heard T to the motherfucking K, raw and live, sitting up here in one of these special hotels at the Ritz-Carlton. We can't really tell you where we are, but we at the motherfucking Ritz-Carlton. Other than that, one show tomorrow, Thursday, 2 shows Saturday, 3 shows Saturday, 1 show Sunday. Catch me now, because when I blow, you may not see me, baby. You may not see me. So put the word. Oh, and follow me on the gram at TK_Kirkland. I'm going to repeat again at TK_Kirkland. One more time for the people who can't spell. At the letter T, the letter K, _Kirkland. KIRKLAND. Gone.
Appreciate it, man. You're listening to Day One Radio on ABLradio.com. We'll see you next week with another episode.